Hello, everyone. Welcome. It's a special day. Not only is it Friday, which of course means Chat Gauntlet, where I play against Chat in an off-arena draft over at mtgadraft.herokuapp.com, and then we play it out on Arena. This is the last draft I'm going to do on this channel for a while. Who we got? We got James. Welcome, James. Welcome, Raiders. Good timing, everybody. You caught me right at the beginning of my little intro here. I'm going to kind of restart it for you all. We are doing our final Zendikar Rising draft today, but it's a special one. Every Friday around here, Raiders, I don't draft against randos on Arena. I draft against my viewers. So I've got 7 viewers who are queued up. Instead of drafting on Arena, for the purposes of today, we draft on a third-party website called mtgadraft.herokuapp.com, and then we export our decks over to Arena, where we use the friend challenge system to battle each other. And we call this the Chat Gauntlet because I play best of 1 against all 7 people I draft against, so that everybody who took the time to draft against me today gets a chance to play on stream. And it also creates a fun little 7-game set. And so the week-to-week fun is who is going to get to 4 wins first, me or Chat. So we're first and foremost, who is going to win the week. If Chat can 5-win or 6-win me, I have to go to the Arena store and we buy cosmetics. I have to buy cosmetics for Chat if they get 5 or 6 wins. And if they get 7 wins, they get to decide my next haircut. That's right. If they can if I go 07 today, I lose control over my own hair. That's pretty scary. So I really want to get that 1 win in. But this is interesting because my mods and some viewers did the work of the math to this point in the format. We are tied. It is tied. The Chat Gauntlet for Zendikar Rising is tied 28-28. So not only is the usual stuff on the line this week, but the championship of Zendikar Rising is on the line this week. Is it going to be Chat or is it going to be me? I think I can say that this is the only one where Chat has had a chance. I think Chat is really up their game, has really made it tough on me lately. And no, I don't do a hair toss redemptions on Chat Gauntlet Day unless I win. So you can't request it on Fridays. Has a very specific meaning on these days. So anyway, yes, I'm going to try and protect my hair from Chat, and I'm going to try and be the champion of this format. And I don't think this is the first time Chat has threatened me for championshipness. So, whew, I hope I can pull up at least 4 wins today, but of course, bottom line, I want 1 win to preserve my hair, and then I'll be happy. If you want to be happy with your retail Magic experience, you should be checking out my sponsor, CardKingdom.com. They are purveyors of everything you need for your tabletop Magic game, whether it's supplies, singles, or sealed product. They have it all. They have an incredible inventory. I'm just working on a transaction with them right now. I'm doing the big. This is a serious transaction, folks. You want to see what this transaction just involved? I'm going to show you. I'm going to hold it up to camera. I have not paid cash for this, but I have acquired this card for no cash. You ready for it? That's right. Through selling a bunch of stuff to them for store credit, a bunch of stuff I didn't want. There's a lot of it, but I was able to secure enough to get a workshop from Card Kingdom for store credit. And I've been talking about how store credit is all well and good, but what are you going to spend it on? If you don't have the inventory, what is your store credit getting you? And so not only does Card Kingdom have some of the best buy prices in the industry for selling your stuff, but the credit you get if you get that 30% bonus actually has a huge inventory to pull from. So keep that in mind. Also keep in mind my buddy Oni Spumoni. If you like the look and feel of my channel, Oni Spumoni is the designer of this channel, and he also has a website, Spumoni Works, where you can get sweet metal pins of not only MTG stuff, but there's other IP stuff there that you can check out. And if you like what you see, be sure to use the Go Shopping discount code for 15% off your purchase. And it also signs Oni up for some additional graphic design work around here. So that stuff out of the way, let me hop to the left monitor and show you what's up over here. Oops, so we're going to go here. So here we are over at mtgadraft.herokuapp.com. If you've not seen this site before, we got some raiders here who might be new. You can get a link from chat. And also, if you are new here from the raid, we have a very active Discord. The Going Optimal Discord has rooms of people firing off drafts on this website. So not only can you join the Discord and draft with a lot of humans in pod, it doesn't cost any gems or gold. As long as you have the cards in your collection, you can do this for free. And if you don't want to eat away at the gems and gold on your arena collection, joining the Discord and taking up drafting via MTGA Draft is a great way to manage that budget as well. So I've got some volunteers here, and we are good to go. Oh yeah, if you like the site, don't forget Senryoku here is the guy behind this whole site. You can click his link here to buy him a coffee, or maybe 100 coffees if you're feeling generous, and help keep this site around to keep the fun for us. So we're all set though, and let's get the ready. Medi is ready to go. Blah blah blah. Can't blah, 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 though. I'm in the wrong view for it. Here, I have to go over here for it.
Blah, blah, blah. Blah, blah, blah.
No, blah, blah, blah!
All right, now we're drafting. What have we got? Let's do it. There we go. That gets all the cards up. We know these cards. So what do we like here? We've got Umara Wizard as the spell land. We've got Ruin Crab, which can ruin people on turn 1 especially. We managed to beat a turn 1 Ruin Crab yesterday. That felt pretty good. Rare is terrible. Royal Eruption is excellent. Deadly Alliance is excellent. What's more excellent? Royal Eruption? Royal Eruption goes to face. Relic Amulet is a fun build-around. But I don't know if we start there. I think we just take Royal Eruption to start this one, and we also take a look at what we're passing. And actually, it's a good... I like to check this out. I don't think this table is going to let a Relic Amulet wheel, so I'm not expecting that we can wheel. If it does, great. But this our crew around here knows the value of an amulet. I'm not going to hate draft the crab. I'm just going to try to beat it with as little salt as possible if we run into it. But Royal Eruption first pick here with no other good red cards is also nice. Again, we're playing in pod, so signals matter more here than they usually do. So we're going to take Royal Eruption and be happy that we're not sending any good red downstream. Deadly Alliance to cut black. Yeah, but there was effectively no other red there, too. I think in some ways... Oh, hello. Oh, there we go. Snap it in. Another Umara Wizard, spell land. Charix, fine, but not incredible. Umara Mystic, where we could just follow up with the Royal Eruption into a really great pairing. Bubble Snare is excellent. Charix is okay. Umara Wizard is great. Spellcraft is okay. So some okay stuff. I love an Arlid Colony. But I think with the starting red spell and us being able to cut some red, taking the Mystic here is solid. We are there's some good blue going downstream though, so I'm not expecting any kind of blue hookup in the second pack. But this is a fine start to a draft, I would say. East says, consider Brushfire Elemental. No, not really. I don't. Brushfire is great and constructed where you can play lots of stuff to double trigger and all that, but I'm not too happy with it in limited. This isn't a very exciting pack for red-blue, but it's not empty. We do have a Diviner, which is a fine wizard pick. It's a wizard payoff, and red-blue is definitely a wizard pairing. If we were not to take that, what are we even taking? This thing, there's not much else to even consider. Shadow's Verdict is a really narrow sweeper that I haven't really seen do a lot of work in the format. So I think, yeah, we just take the wizard. If like Florahedron appeals to me, but not more so than building on what we've already started with. So let's take the Diviner. If we wield a anti-cog, that could be a conceivable play. Or Ambusher or anti-cog might be a 2-drop that makes the deck if they come around. Yeah, if Diviner wasn't here, we just take Florahedron and try to stay open to be something other than wizards. And we still are. I'm not married to the wizard plan yet, but it looks like a nice start in that direction. Less so here. Not seeing anything I'm excited about. There's a Cascade Seer, which is a wizard, sure, but a very medium one. Makes me feel like I'm not in the right lane currently. Yeah, Blood Priest is strong. So here I'm going to hardway draft and just try to find the best card, which vacillates between... Well, maybe I shouldn't do best card per se, because Blood Priest, I agree, is like the best card here. But Reclaim could be the place to be if we yeah, I guess we could wind up blue-black, although we could wind up red-black. Royal, like we could abandon Mystic and Diviner and end up red-black party. All right, that's fair. I just want to make sure that this is not the only card that I'm picking. That if I take and play Blood Priest, that we're throwing away all these picks, and that's not necessarily true. We could end up blue-black, as pointed out, where the Diviner is okay but not great, or black-red, where Royal Eruption and Blood Priest are an excellent pairing. But Reclaim is justifiable too, based on the picks we've seen too. It feels like green is flowing a bit. So... But I do like, red-black party is really nice, and not everybody likes the Disciple, and it can play in the party deck okay, so we might wheel a Disciple. Blood Beckoning continues to push in that direction. Here's a wizard for you. Not what we're looking at, but we can take a Falconer. So now it's kind of decision time. I think I would rather have Falconer plus all these wizards. I mean, this is a big flying wizard. And we just picked up a Blood Priest in a relatively empty pack, but it just could have been a bad pack. So we're not going to like panic and assume that we're out of blue and onto the red-black path here. That was a hedge, not a pivot. And we're going to take the Falconer here and continue towards blue-red wizards. Nice little 2, 3, 4, 5 curve out. Well, I don't know if Royal Eruption on 2 is a nice curve out. Usually you don't want to be casting Royal Eruption on 2. Or if you are, it's because, boy, did they play something like some gold uncommon creature that you need to kill. What do we got here? White, green land, probably the least exciting land of the bunch. I much rather have a bug catcher in the red-blue deck, but Ambusher can play. You think Relic Golem is worth grabbing here as a hedge? I think we have 4 to the. I guess with Blood Priest, yeah, these are just not that great in this deck, though. Like, I don't think Relic Golem and Diviner and Falconer are all that good. Yeah, I would rather have Ambusher. It's not a very exciting 2-drop. And Champ, I also not excited by that. The reason I want Ambusher is that if we continue on the path of red-blue wizards, we're looking for Electromancers. And these 2-drop red warriors are nice for Electromancer play in a heavy wizard deck because they allow you to go 2-drop into wizard into extra 2-drop. So I'm taking the Ambusher, not super sexy or anything, but it's my pick here. Field Research is a great sign that it's still here. Mind Carver, interesting. I've really liked the decks I've had where I've played Mind Carver. I often have Mind Carver in my pool, and it ends up in the board because that's where it belongs. But in the decks where I've been low to the ground, hyper aggro rogues, this card has been good, and I've really liked those decks too. Slam of research, though. Yep, no question there. And I think we're pretty settled here. It's gonna be hard to get me off of red-blue wizards at this point. I never think of Stomper as a signal. I just don't think it's good enough at 6 to, even though it's absolutely playable and I'm happy to run one in any green deck, I never really consider it a signal. So this is our, oh, I was gonna say this is our wheel. We were talking about maybe getting an anti-cog or some other 2 out of the next pack. We'll take a Hellion here, and this is pretty nice. We don't have any Splans yet, but I like a Hellion in anticipation of that. Duelist can do stuff, but I only want like one of the. I guess I only want one of both of these, so you could do either one. I'm going to take the Hellion, but I wouldn't mind a Duelist either. Okay, so I think there was another blue 2-drop that I was looking at, but like all the crappy red we knew was crappy came back. So no, I mean, that's at least comforting to see that nobody wanted this stuff. We could take a Sizzling Barrage in case we're desperate, but I think we just do want the anti-cog here. Cleansing Wildfire can be a play to fix. But we'll take anti-cog. If we need 2s, it can be a 2. Nobody wants to be the Brushfire Elemental deck. Stomper here is a little more signally, but we kind of noticed that green seemed pretty open. Oh, Ambusher was the other red? Yeah, so it was another Ambusher. So we're obviously not the only red drafter, but we didn't expect that. Red-green Landfall is as popular as you would expect it to be on my stream anyway. I'm going to take a Stomper and not play it. This Ambusher came back. That's cool. Yeah, the Amulet was not destined to return to us. We might be fighting. It's possible we're fighting for a Wizard deck. We also passed 2 Wizard Splans. Fortunately, it's a deep enough color pair that even if we're fighting with 2 people, we're in trouble. But if we're only fighting with are we ever negating main deck best of 1? I don't think we're ever running 2 Sizzling Barrages main deck best of 1 though, so I'll take some variety. But I think the color pair is deep enough to support us even if we're kind of fighting. But we will see. Wrong vial, or I'd pick up the vial this time. Linvala is sweet, but we are not really near any of that. So probably just want another Diviner, and we cross our fingers that we can wheel a Glacial Grasp. I'd love a Glacial Grasp for this deck, but this is a Diviner pick. Low Mage Familiar, sorry buddy. You know you're my pal. Familiar with the Stomper is not unheard of. We could drop the red or splash the Royal Eruption. Totally fair, but I think a second Diviner good enough here to take. Missing the best Wizards common. What do you think Fenrir thinks is the best Wizards common? I hope it's Royal Eruption, because it is. We have one, though. Could be Into the Royal or Chilling Trap. You just might mean Chilling Trap if you're talking about highly synergistic. Another Charix here for us if we wanted it. Someone's doing the Charix planned. We have Fizzy Wizzy and a Glacial Grasp. Yeah, we could take a Charix here. Charix was probably the pick, right? Fizzy Wizzy's fine. Glacial Grasp is fine, but Charix is quite beefy. Yeah, we can fly our way with this on the ground. I like it. Charix is kind of like a C+ type rare, but only because of it doesn't always get to the point where it activates. Like, if you play Charix in a game, if you run it out there and you never activate it to give it some power, then you've paid 4 mana for a 0/17. That's just like C-, right? So it often underperforms, but if you can activate it, it does its thing. You think we're fighting with 2 Dafters Fenrir? Could be. Look at the... Although we also knew that early pack 2 was going to be rough, because we passed a ton of good blue in our early pack 1 picks, so it doesn't surprise me that downstream is a little bit in our way. But yeah, this pack is terrible. We are going to take Tempest or Tormenting Voice. I'm going to take Tempest. This is not a good card. We're not happy to play it. Guide is another option, sure. I guess we could take Guide if you thought we would be doing the Electromancer thing, but I think of Guide as a red-black card more than anything. This Blood Beckoning here, it's interesting. I'm taking the Tempest. I'm not seeing a Guide in this deck yet. Maybe I don't have your imagination, but a Mystic is nice here. I like it. I'm going to take it over the Awakening. Yeah, sure. We can make Ambushers unblockable and then pump them, but like we've already spent 2 to make the Ambusher unblockable, and then we're spending 3 more to make it more than 1 power. Like, I'm not really interested in that as some sweet thing to chase. Yeah, you could absolutely sneak in Charix. Squid, though, is appealing to me here. This is not the right color, although it would help if we wanted to splash something, some green, but I don't think we want to do that. We're not really kicking anything for the Riptide, so just Squid. This is not amazing, but I don't hate this deck. Like, it's already got tools to do some stuff. We're going to pick up some playables, so... While I am not like fist pumping and thinking I've got it, this week is mine, I am starting to think, okay, I think I can save my hair this week. Only 5 wizards, but what does that mean to you? What is your concern? Is your concern that with only 5 wizards that Expedition Diviner is worse? Okay, it's worse. It's still a 3/2 fire for 4. Is Umara Mystic worse? Sure, but you're also casting Royal Eruptions and Field Researches and other stuff to pump them. Yeah, I might have to do Spare Supplies here. It's the most playable card for our deck, for sure. I don't want to run this, mainly because, you know, all these... Like, Umara says, whenever you cast an instant, sorcery, or wizard, like, your stuff needs to be instants, sorceries, and creatures. Like... if you put anything other than instants, sorceries, and creatures in your double Umara Mystic deck, then something has gone wrong. That being said, something might go wrong here, so we'll take it. More of this. Yeah, so green was a decent lane. There was also like a green-blue wizard deck here with some visionaries that have gone pretty late. We can take another anti-cog. You like Tormenting Voice as a possibility? Blue Cleric, assuming we get some Electromancers, would set up some mana. Certainly I like Voice over Supplies, yeah. Wildfire is playable. Both of these are playable, and they do kind of similar things. I guess if we ended up with something random landfall-y in red, a Wildfire wouldn't be the worst. I don't think the green splash looks good enough. I'm going to take a Tormenting Voice, though. I don't think it... Hopefully it doesn't matter and we don't play either of those. That's the dream. I like a squid number 2 over the... I mean, this is a wizard, but again, I'm not super concerned about, like, heavy wizard synergies at this point. I just want solid cards. And squid, a couple of squids getting reliable beats going is nice. Yeah, it's true. I suppose for rare bombs, hedging on the splash is a legit reason to do that. We'll see. I think if we get a rare bomb that we want to splash, we can still work with it. Looks like white pretty open as well. We could have been white-green, gang. We're clearly fighting for our colors pretty hard, but I feel like at 16, 17, 18, 19, 20... Yeah, we need to make sure we focus on getting enough playables here. Thankfully, with best of 1, lack of sideboarding depth isn't a huge problem. But I might even take, like, Ascetic here in case we do splash and just need to be 3 colors somehow. Yeah. That's the joke. Could have been white-green. Oh, well. Weren't. But there's a barrage, which you could argue. We have one already. I'll just take the Ascetic. But I'm going to cut it for now. We really don't want to play it. It's just a desperation hedge potential. This pisses me off. Makes me want to switch to black. A card as high quality as Blood Beckoning still being in the pack is ouch. So watch out for the black drafter. Somebody's drafting black and is going to have a killer deck because this is something. We're going to take Cleric, and yeah, we could take it. I guess Cleric is so weak, and we're doing so fine on 2s that we'll cut the Blood Beckoning. I don't think we can backdoor into black here, but playing in pod, I do think both not only playing in pod, but guaranteed playing every single one of my opponents. Cutting a Blood Beckoning is probably better than a random Cleric there. Utility Knife. Well, we'll take this on these to help with that pack 3. What is it called? The 6-drop red-green bomb. Well, it's green. Don't know if it's a bomb. Don't think it is. We got a Roost we have to send to somebody. We have a card for our deck that we love. We're going to take this here Rock Slide Sorcerer and just be hyper aware that we have a Shaya to deal with. In fact, now I'm really sad we didn't take any of the Wildfires because Wildfire kills the Shaya. So we will, but I don't know if we're gonna we main deck one just because we know this is in the deck. Oh no, we can't take a Shaya. You think we might take Roost? I don't think we're taking Roost either. What do we have? Royal Eruption that we hardly ever kick. Field Research that we kick 30% of the time. This is such an easy sorcerer. Roost is tough to overcome, but they have to draw it. Second Linvala of the draft. Somebody, if they're in blue-white, has a pretty cool deck brewing. We are going to take Spellcraft here. Not exciting, but it's interaction, and we actually don't have a ton of that yet. So we have Royal Eruption, and we need some interaction. Yeah, these packs have been disappointing. I like the Sorcerer, though. And at least if they are truly disappointing packs in general, then at least the whole table is suffering for that. Although sometimes you can just get the disappointing pack seat in an otherwise decent draft. You know, like if the the fifth pick you got, if it had 4 incredible cards in it, you're in the worst spot, right? Because 4 people to your right got amazing cards, and then you have nothing. Yeah, the only splans on color that we've had a chance at are the blue wizard lands that were the first couple in the first 2 picks of the draft, so we couldn't really take them. Second sorcerer, also obviously great. Aura and Attended Healer, along with the awareness that both white and black seem underdrafted, suggests that a cleric deck might kick our butt today. But double sorcerer, we're doing it. It's getting real in here. Some more 3-drop wizards would be nice. Some more 3-drops that we're just happy to play on 3 would be nice. But 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Right now, each sorcerer has 11 other things that trigger it, so we're doing okay. Yeah, Charix is on the chopping block, but not chopped yet. Yeah, maybe they got a ton of wizards and spells in pack 2, though. We get a 3rd Mystic, which we're going to take over Geyser Mage, Cleansing Wildfire, and Bug Catcher. Really would love this Bug Catcher, if I'm honest, but 3rd Mystic, too hard to pass. And Cleansing Wildfire, if it comes back, I'll take. And if we have room, I'll play. I think picking off that green Mythic with a Cleansing Wildfire would be a fun way to close out this format. It might wheel, but I'm not going to risk it. We're just going to take it, be sure. I was just calling for 3 drops that we're happy to play, and we get a 3rd Mystic. Yes, please. Yeah, that's right. I mean, that's what I mean. Wildfire is absolutely playable. It's just not... it just does the triggering, though. And, you know, ideally you trigger all that stuff with with good spells rather than neutral spells. And I consider 2 mana to get a card back without other effects kind of neutral. Doesn't look like we're playing that. Glacial Grasp, first one of these we could consider. We also have a Stonework Pack Beast, though, a 2-drop that qualifies as a wizard. But this is a playable 3-drop spell. Maybe we'll get some more. There's some Glacial Grasp we're hoping to wheel. I love a Glacial Grasp a lot in these types of decks. I think... yeah, we can. The Pack Beast is such an upgrade on like one of these ambushers. I like the squids, but these ambushers without the electromancers are pretty medium. So I'm going to be disciplined and take the Pack Beast over the Grasp. But I do love the Grasp. Do you like? Yeah, it's a tough one for me because I do want one of those. I just think Pack Beast is too good. Cut an ambusher, at least we hope to. Cut that. Molten Blast is fine here. We can't really do a Riptide, so only a couple more fresh packs, 2 more fresh packs after this pick, but I'm happy to get a Blast here. It's another 3-drop. We're happy to play on 3 if there's a target. No, it's actually good. It's just a, so far every other time there's been something better. I mean, I do like it though. I'll take another Spellcraft here for interaction. Like basically, like Jim, I would rather have, I'd rather have Glacial Grasp than Spellcraft, but we're finding Glacial Grasp at the wrong time and Spellcraft at the right time in terms of takeability. Infiltrator is playable in heavy rogues, I think, but I don't think it's playable for us here. Another Squid. We can also take a Cinderclasm and do some control. What does it do to us? Our Mystics survive, our Ambushers survive, I'm talking about Kicked Clasm. Our Squids do not. Diviners do not. Most of our stuff survives, though. So given that, I think we can actually be a Cinderclasm deck for once. Normally, I would be on Squid here and just maybe cut the Ambusher, but Cinderclasm, this is a decent... it'd be funny, on basically my last Zendikar is when I finally main deck a Cinderclasm. I'm always doing the Cinderclasm check, and it always comes up terrible. So I was like, oh, and if I kick this, I have no creatures left, right? But we actually have a decent sitch for this with the Mystics getting a buff from it and surviving, all that stuff. Yeah, a Rockslide Sorcerer out lets us kill a 3 as well. So I think we take another Living Tempest here and try not to play it, but we'll see. We get another Squid anyway. Squids die to the Clasm, but they are kind of what I want to be doing at 2, so I'm going to take another one. Maybe I will cut the Clasm after all, I don't know. So here's a Sneaking Guide we could take. Do we care about that? What is it doing? We already have Evasion where we want it. I would rather just have a Deliberate. Deliberate at least triggers Rockslide Sorcerers. And it does draw. Yeah, it gets... All right, we'll take that. Hopefully we don't play it. I'm going to cut Mind Drain from Oppos. All right, we ended up with a deck. I'm happy about that. It was touch and go there in the middle, but this is fine. Fine, and if we draw our top end, it's obviously great. Give us Rockslide Sorcerers, Omara Mystics, and removal spells, and we'll be fine. But yeah, disappointing that we didn't get any of the Chilling Trap. Be a great card for this deck. Drop Hellion. Yeah, Hellion, we didn't have any plans for Hellion, and we're pretty full here. I mean, a 4/5 on the ground isn't the worst, but I would actually rather have the Flyers than a Hellion. This is a 24/16. We could cut one more from this and call it a deck. Could cut one of the Tempests. I think that's pretty reasonable. Let's export that. Hop to deck building. Take a look here. Get going. Let's see. Farewell. We're saying goodbye. Goodbye, Yellow Brick Road. That's kind of a wizard joke. And anybody want to redeem some bling? What are we doing here? Anybody want to choose lands, or are you going to let me pick? I'll figure out what our ratios are going to be in the meantime. It's doing a 10-7 with Charix. That makes some sense. I don't know if 7 is enough for our 2s, though. Although this isn't really a 2. This is more like we play this around here. Cinderclasm, same thing. So I think I actually like the 10-7. Maybe it's risky on the Umara Mystics, though. Fenner says, are we really? To Fenner, I say, what do you want instead, buddy? We got a negate. We got another ambusher. That's a legit play. Tormenting Voice, maybe you think that's more legit. Hellion and Tempest were the 5 drops we cut. But we just don't have a lot to work with. Yeah, I guess we could do. You have me. The thing about Deliberate is that with the Rock Slide Sorcerers, and the Mystics, it's triggering 5 of our best cards, and yeah, I suppose Voice is better than Deliberate, and they do a similar job, so I can do that. But I do think I want this card to go ahead and trigger these. I think that's pretty powerful. You'd cut Anti-Cog. Thing is, Anti-Cog is a legit 2-drop. This is what I want to do on 2. Deliberate is not what I want to do on 2. I think it's similar. I don't know. Do you think the question is? Let's put the options we're considering in, though. Here we'll do these. Nobody's suggesting bringing in a Sizzling Barrage, though, or anything, or a negate, right? So it's really down to this. Well, they do slightly different things. You might be right that Deliberate is better, but sorcery, Tormenting Voice is more powerful if you're telling me, if you're like Ryan, you're going to flood. You're going to flood for a bit and then draw Deliberate or Tormenting Voice. What do you want to draw? You absolutely want to draw Tormenting Voice in that spot. That doesn't mean it's better than Deliberate, but I'm just saying their function, their job in the deck is just slightly different. They have a lot of crossover, but they do slightly different things. And so I just don't want to act like it's some clear, clean. Always Deliberate is better. When drawing 2 and getting rid of your flood is really an incredible power of this card. Radiant says, if you're going to play a counterspell, play the negate and protect the important stuff. The thing is, the reason I would play either is to have more 2-drops. So the reason to play Anti-Cog is not because it is better in the abstract than any of these. It's because that on turn 2, with 2 mana up, I'm going to counter literally any creature my opponent, or any time in the early turns that my opponent attempts to play a creature, I am happy to slide this Anti-Cog in and do it. If I was thick on 2s, this would not be an issue. But the thing is, we don't, our 2 slot is, now I'm going to put these back over here because this is the place we're messing with. And currently we have 1, 2, 3 with 2 ambushers, we have 6, but without a second ambusher, we have 5 turn 2 plays that we're happy about. We would play Deliberate on turn 2 or Tormenting Voice on turn 2, but these are not happy times. Anti-Cog is another thing to do with 2, and I'm saying like I even like more than 6. So like the reason to play Anti-Cog would be to have 7 legit turn 2 actions. That being said, I think you're right then that like this ambusher should stay in. So then my question is, what are we cutting between Anti-Cog, Deliberate, and Tormenting Voice? We get to keep one of these. So I'll do it this way. voice, deliberate, anti-cog, and then I'm going to poll it, and we'll move on. I'm going to do a quick 30-second poll. Anti, or I'll call it cog. Cog. Now I'm forgetting what we're... cog. Oh, and I moved him to the sideboard, so now you have to help me. It was cog. Anti-cog. One of those in the board. And then it was voice. Except we'll use the one from the correct set. And deliberate. Sorry about that. All right, put them there. And cog, voice, deliberate. We're going to add one of those. Which are we adding? I'll do whatever chat says as long as you're voting earnestly to help me win. If you're going to be mean and vote to help me lose, don't vote. Maybe next time I should just put that in a put that as the fourth option. Lose. I'm not helping you. Chat likes the deliberate. All right. We will deliberate. I don't see any... Oh, basic lands. Tron wants Mirage lands. You got it, Tron. Tron's favorite. What do y'all think of 10-7? I think I like 10-7. These are my two favorite Mirage lands, too. The Island and the Mountain are the best. Interesting. Arena wants 9-8. It was MTGA draft that thought it should be the other way. I guess with second ambusher, I like 9-8. When we had one ambusher, I was more inclined to go 10-7. But with second ambusher and these three mystics, let's go 9-8. Cog has no support, but again, Math, that wasn't the point. The point of Cog is not to, quote, it is supported for its job. The job it had was to be something to cast in the first 4 turns of the game and be effective. And it did do that job. It just didn't have synergistic support from our cards. I get you. I know. Like, I like my decks to be better too, Fenor. I mean, nobody has to convince me that if I could make this deck better, I should. Sometimes, though, your deck is not where you want it to be, and you have to start asking yourself, where are we missing role players? Where are our roles low? And if you're low at 2, you can play anti-cog to solve that problem, to mitigate that problem. How about that? Anti-cogs mitigates the no 2-drops problem when your draft hasn't gone as great as you want it to. That's all I'm saying. Now then, who's up first? Why, that would be Jank in the tank. All right, Jank. Let's see what you got. I'll try, Mike. I'll try. Sounds like the betting is on, and Mike has wagered on Team Spain. All right, we can keep this quite happily. Ambusher on 2. No 3 yet, but we're going to draw one of our 3 mystics, right? How can we not? Man, now I kind of want to throw my week just to cost you some channel points, Mike. No, I want to win. I want to reward people for, like, you should pick me no matter the odds. Second ambusher, really not what we wanted to see here. but it's something to do on 3, I acknowledge. Field research, though, especially being without a 4th land, is going to be a better thing to do on 3. I'm going to send in Ambusher on threat of activation, though. And if Jank wants to block, sure, we'd pay 3 for a free removal spell, but there's no way Jank blocks there. Well, Jank has the scary-looking Cleric deck we were noticing, and our Molten Blast does nothing here. Might if Jank chooses to block. We'll see. Except we can't really do it all. I mean, we pump, and then the blast isn't enough to finish it off, and the pump and blast don't work together. That's all right. We'll get him used to blocking. But we're going to go with the Sorcerer and hope it survives to do some work. Yeah, we might even want to save this for that. But I would use any card to get rid of a Celebrant in a Cleric deck. This is a major card for this deck. Yeah, we can blast and Sorcerer to kill the 1/3, but now we can do it to kill the 3/3, which seems even better, right? We can also Molten Blast and then Deliberate and kill the Celebrant. What about that? Just Falconer? Yeah, I guess we can just go Falconer and get big in the air. Try to... But we can control the board! Alright. I'll Falconer. Just trying to also part of my thinking there of not starting on the Falconer discussion is just that when you have something as powerful in its synergy as the Rockslide Sorcerer, my instinct is to really try to use the Sorcerer to its maximum advantage right away, because like Jank may go untap, kill it, right? I'm looking for getting value out of my Sorcerer before it's dead. So that's why I was thinking that way, but I think ultimately Chad is right. We should just play the big flyer, and then it's like, what now Jank has two major problems: a flexible Rockslide Sorcerer and just a big dude in the air. Yes, the fact that they didn't instantly show removal, there's nothing they could have had, unless it was a second swamp, and then they play the uncommon kill spell, like that was possible, I suppose. But you're right that like if it was Deadly Alliance, they already had the means to kill Sorcerer with Deadly Alliance last time. But you can always draw stuff. I'm just being circumspect that way. Lots of toughness here. Yeah, so now we got these Celebrants that are going to make it hard to close this game out. We could... I'm going to play Mountain. And no reason to send anything but the Falconer here, right? We could do Diviner and get more power in the air, but I'm again looking at, like, if we do this and this, we can get 2 damage, but that's not enough for anything. So you just want to go Diviner, Ambusher number 2. All right. We'll continue to hold. I just don't want to get... Maybe I hold Ambusher for... I don't want to get Mind Drained. Ooh. And this isn't really getting through. Do you think holding Ambusher for a possible Mind Drain is fancy play or correct? I'll start with a Diviner. I don't want to be fancy play because, you know, getting a couple of these down with double threat of activation is reasonable here, because 2 activations can attack through Celebrant. Yeah, that's true. We can Deliberate on end step. I'm hoping to use Deliberate again, though, with Rock Slide Sorcerer to provide lethal damage somewhere. I think if we Deliberate at end step, we probably will. Let's see. But I think between the Deliberate and the possibility of the discard, it's reasonable to make that play, but a little bit fancy. Fenrir thinks it might have been fancy play syndrome. But yeah, now we can just kill the Sellsword, so that's cool. See where they're going with this. Not shocking. And if they send, I'll block. We could draw a card off of that. Yeah, now we Deliberate. Bottom this. Spellcraft is good, though. We can pick off a lot of things with that. Royal Eruption, also cool. Huh. I think... You like Blast the Kite Sail? Yeah, we could just Blast the Kite Sail, and then we got these flyers, and then what are you going to do? Let's start there. But then I got to think, though, because we got to decide if they were then Royal Erupting, like, where do we put this damage? Yeah, Spellcraft does that as well. Leaves us with 1 mana. Yeah, I like the Spellcraft play. We do some 2 to the face. We get a lot of damage in here. This is it. The last sip of coffee. Oh, that makes me realize I'm also in the wrong place here. Coffee's gone. Well, we could now Molten Blast the Sail, get in for 7, 8, and then both of these are lethal, and then Royal Eruption is lethal. Blast, Royal Eruption, win. How about that? Face! Oops, sorry, that was on me. All right, started with the win.
I do my hair toss, check my nails. Baby, how you feeling?
I should like recreate that with my current hair.
I do my hair toss.
Oops.
Check.
Not twice, not twice. I gotta win again before you see that again. Hair is safe. Always feels good for me to get the hair safe. Unclench a little bit. All right. Good game, Jank. Are you back yet? I didn't see if Jank showed up back, but good game, Jank in the tank. Next up. Who's next? Who is next? Shen. Shen said they've been drafting a ton of test drafts of Kaldheim. No problem, Dark Star. I expect a lot of... I'm the heel on Fridays. That's cool. I like the role. We're going to keep this. It's a little rough, but the squid on 2 and to deliberate on 3 with Charix behind makes me want to keep this. Squid is going to be defensive here. I'm going to block the sellsword if it attacks. Charix coming soon to add to the defense, but I'm not going to wait for that. Nice, looking forward to it. I'm about, I think I'm 2/3 of the way. Well, I know, like 60%. The audiobook is broken up into 5 parts, and I've just finished the 3rd part, so I'm about that much through it. It's getting good, though. Really interesting to see Sanderson. You know, Sanderson has talked about how fantasy, despite what people think, you know, fantasy and sci-fi needs to be in the moment. It needs to be present day in some ways. Ambusher Pass is correct. But basically, even if what he means is even if you're writing fantasy or sci-fi, your themes and kind of what's going on in your story should be somewhat of a mirror on society at the moment, right? And that's been loud and clear in Sanderson's book. It almost a little ham-fistedly sometimes he's making commentary on the current world. With Charix coming down, I'm actually going to offer the squid. Although, maybe I shouldn't, because if they go removal on Charix, like, if they hold... Yeah, there's no need. Let's not. I don't want to risk any kind of big smacks here. You all are right. Let's just get the ground squared away defensively and then win in the air. Yeah, it really does, Pablo, but, like, I mean... There's a moment where a child is captured and put in a cage, for example, and one of the characters in the book is talking about how they were thinking they were coming along and like and they're realizing that it's how can I consider myself a moral person if I say nothing when children are being put in cages, right? I mean, like that's the kind of phrasing that you'll see in a Sanderson book right now, and it's obviously, hey, look, I'm glad I held back. Exactly what I worried about happened. You like squid number 2? Interesting. Why squid number 2 when this is for extra removal protection? Mike just wants to keep this ground protected, I guess. I'm on Falconer though. Mike likes, I'm going to give him a chance. I'm going to play the Falconer, Mike, and we'll give him a chance. If they remove the squid, we still have at least the threat of chumping. I mean, I don't know. I would take 9. No big deal. I mean, it's not, that's too casual. 9 is a lot. It's a big deal, but we can manage it, is the better way to say it. Yeah, what is the O17 about? That's a great question. You want to keep it under 20. If you have toughness of 20, then you start to get one-shot kill stuff that maybe you don't want to do in terms of toughness attacks, you know? But 17 is pretty arbitrary. And yeah, we want to get rid of this Gomafada. So we're going to go Royal Eruption on Gomafada and either Squid or Deliberate. Might even go Deliberate first, and then if we find land that we want, because we wouldn't mind a 6th land, although we don't really want. Yeah, that's a good point, Mike. Maybe it really is just a matter of mathing out at what lands allow you to do what things. It's still pretty arbitrarily. It's still, yeah, it feels like box checking. That on the grid of the power toughness grid of creatures that have ever existed in Magic, 017 was a new one. All right, sorry, Shen, we're back here. Let's see. As far as this turn, we're going. Can't even attack with a Squid if we wanted to. I guess we just start with a Falconer attack. Gomafada has to attack to do her thing. There's an argument for waiting here and just springing the Living Tempest in on the Gomafada. But then that means that the other stuff gets to attack, so I'm not going to do that. Pablo likes that, but then it means we're dealing with this other big attack. I would rather just erupt and... or let's deliberate first and then see if... we're going to Eruption or Squid and Eruption. I don't mind the Diviner. We could keep the land and double spell this turn. Yeah, I'll do that. Oh, saved. Nice. See how much that affects things. Glad to have the second Squid down now. What's up, D? Welcome. Now we have our play, though. I'm going to go attack with Falconer, leave everything else back, and then have the Tempest play. And it looks like we're just holding up Ambusher mana for pumping Ambusher, potentially. No, we didn't end up with any Into the Royals. Correct. Now, Shen knows we have Tempest in the deck. But yeah, we'll do okay here. So we're gonna eat Gomafada, and question is, do we just want to trade 2 squids for the champ, or just 1 squid for the sellsword? This can't block. This was made. Oh yeah, I could have pumped in response to make it blockable, but I wanted to surprise with the Tempest. Well, it didn't. Also, keep in mind that Teeter Peak Ambusher explained the pauses. So, but we can also, if we get a land, we get to crack back for lethal. So we could also just take. Wait, but we can't take it all. So we got to do this. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, pump for 11, 12. So this is still lethal if we do it this way. Okay. Land is still lethal if we get there. Not what we wanted, but it is enough defense, hopefully, to keep us alive. 3, 7. Question is, what, if anything, are we attacking with? Or do we just want to hold? With 6 mana, we get Mystic plus Pump Ambusher. Oh, we have 12. Wait, did I miscount? Wait. Oh, yeah, I suppose with the double pump. Sorry, I was trying to control the board again. So 5, 9, 10, 11, 12. Okay. Yeah, looks like we got it. Sorry, my bad. Thanks for catching me, chat. I was thinking of only 1 pump here, not 2. Chat got my back.
I do my hair toss, check my nails. Baby, how you feeling?
I don't admit that I have a problem, Pablo. Got to get to step 1 first. Yep, update record. Also, I forget, most of you aren't jerks, so I can actually turn on emotes. Well, this is the opposite of our last hand. But once again, we have a 2 and a decent removal spell. We find island, we have a squid, and then lands to play to make it go. I think this is a narrow keep because of the ambusher and eruption. Charix is like a mulligan, though. Like, we're already mulligan, so it's almost like the question is ambusher, eruption, squid, and 3 mountains better than a random 6? And yeah, it is already a mold of 6 Dark Star, but it doesn't mean that it's necessarily worse than taking a random 6, right? It might still be better than a random 6. So yeah, I'm gonna keep. And we can pump. We have removal, so there is stuff to do even without islands, and eventually we'll get a couple. I usually do. I'll bink one off the top when we really need it. Oh, we didn't even really need it, but I'll take it. I'm gonna blast the Skelly here and charge in. I guess, but I want it dead, so I'm not going to pump, so it doesn't matter. They're never blocking, so I'm not gonna pump. I know it's not exiling. It's recurring, but it's not card advantage. If this was a thing where if it was dead and they got to pull it in their hand, I wouldn't want to kill it. But, you know, if they have to use their draw step to draw this, and they draw a 5/5, and by that time we have an 0/17, I'm cool. So, Mystic, a turn late would have been nice last turn, but we're just going to drop a mountain. Now we can attack for the threat of activation, though. You want to royal it now? I guess I kind of don't care about it enough. Cardlinger wanted to kill this thing. I just want to get going in the air. No, this skeleton is annoying, but I think it was the right thing to do to kill it and make them use a turn on drawing it again if they want. And then, again, it also is the Charix. Now, of course, it's not necessarily a guaranteed thing, They're playing black. Charix could just die to black removal. But look, they didn't even want to... DT didn't even want to put it on top. So that's kind of what I'm talking about. Like, it's not even an obvious play, per se. I'm going to play the land. I'm going to... we have Threat of Activation, but I think I like Royal Eruption on Kitty and then Threat of Activation, and actually just Pump on Ambusher, but maybe we don't. Maybe we drop Squid. Yeah, I guess we could also attack first and decide. I kind of want to erupt the side Kitty afterwards. Hey, it's my buddy Jim raiding. Welcome, raiders. Welcome, play Dungeon Mans. Jim Shepard is an old co-worker of mine, former colleague and friend, who is doing indie game development now. So check out Dungeon Mans and check out... Jim, is there a way for people to check out like all your games? I mean, I know Dungeon Mans, but like, what else do you? What else should we be pointing people at? Anyway, sorry. Back to here. Oh yeah, we want a royal first to get some mystic damage. So I'm going to go ahead and kill the kitty. You know, coworkers come and coworkers go. Some are cool, some are less cool. Jim's an all-timer. Jim's a guy you want to work with. The saddest part about Jim being kind of a solo indie dev right now is that he doesn't bring his awesomeness to enough people. Yeah, maybe I shouldn't have pumped. I don't know. I got a little distracted by Jim showing up. Send both here. I didn't need to play that squid first. Again, I'm just trying to do a bunch of different things here, but it's all right. What do we want dead? Constrictor? Yeah, Constrictor. I like this order. And kind of want to hold the land to attack with squid. Also, it's not an island. We don't really need more mountains right now, so potentially discard, but we'll hold. Don't have any looting or anything, do we? Like, we're not... I know we're not bouncing, but I'm also thinking we're not looting in this deck, so... Its main use is as a landfall trigger. In fact, we could just block here. Yeah, let's just block. I mean, thing is, I guess with the skeleton, yeah, the skeleton's gonna get big, so might as well kill it. Deny the counter, and squid not gonna do much in the face of the 5/5 anyway. Just win, Rocky. I'm going to play the mountain now, though. We don't have a squid to attack with, and Charix is a generic activation cost, so if we do find our second island, we're going to want activations. Just win, Rocky. Subtle strike. Hunger, that's okay. The possibility of Subtle Strike was never going to hold me off from attacking there. Got to make him have it when you got this kind of pressure. Well, you got our crab. You may lose this battle, but boy, are you going to feast on some crab tonight, DT76. This game's not over yet. I'm not early GGing. Let's see. Now it's a force block on the expert, but the Skelly just gets to eat one. That doesn't seem worth it. Yeah, we don't need both, but we don't need a dead expert either. This would be a funny one to lose from here, given how close we are. Like, DT could come up with some life gain to get out of the range of sorcerer pings or something, and then, you know, we're under a lot of pressure here. Can't block, though, because I don't want to lose either of these. You want both on Constrictor? Well, okay, what's the worst that can happen? Is there a sudden death touch? Is there, like, Might of Marasa? Yeah, Might of Marasa kicked makes it so that we suddenly can't win the game, whereas it doesn't win then the game to kick it, so I'm not going to do it. Might could actually lose us the game. Nice call, Cardlinger. Doesn't matter if we can get something here besides what we've got. This is classic, though. All right, all right. Now we've got a double block Skelly. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Still alive. Still alive.
Your friend here is only mostly dead.
I would have played that for DT like 3 turns ago. Now we're playing it for us. Like I said, I was not early GGing. I never thought this game was decided. Just we were heavily advantaged. Not dead. We double blocked Moss Pit. Nice. Tip the hat. We're gonna scoop this one up. Well played, DT, to come back from that one. We had you on the ropes, but you pulled it out. Nice.
He's dead, sir.
That man's dead back there. Must be dead. He was worse than dead. His brain is gone.
Yeah, that was pretty unlucky for us to lose that one, but DT had to play well in order to take advantage of that luck. So good work. I'm liking how our deck is performing, though. It seems like everybody's got some weak spots in their deck so far. There was a lot of weak packs in the draft, so... Yeah, it's interesting, Robert. But I had my reasons, right? I wasn't expecting to have to play around that, and I was expecting to need to pump Charix eventually. But that's interesting, yeah. Could have done that. No, I mean, I know. I'm just saying I had my reasons at the time. Well, I'm playing around Mind Drain. I mean, you've already seen me play around Mind Drain. I have a hard time playing around specifically Expert there, but It was the top deck that got us. All right, Pac-Man. Pac-Man's up next, trying to try to bring it even with chat after I almost took a 3-0 lead.
Oh, here comes the flood.
Yeah, we didn't end up playing voice, though, Bonsai. All right, looks good. Could use a 3, but other than that, looks good. I mean, I also could use an island, but still looks good, darn it. Yeah, no problem, tree. Pac-Man. Our Pac Beast isn't that big a deal to us, although it does trigger Diviner. We know that there's a double Linvala deck. Yeah, so this is not a block Pac-Man is going to make. With double Linvala, I'm sure Pac-Man is hyper-relevant glue to... Pac Beast is hyper-relevant glue to Pac-Man. And we are going to offer because I don't think they can possibly block. If they do, it means like they've got another Pac Beast. But even then, you'd want both to have all your bases covered. Yeah, I would have blocked there. I don't... And now, unfortunately, we are on the wrong side of the land sitch. Yeah, we can't do nothing. All right, land is what we wanted to see. I'm going to get the sorcerer out here. Well, we'll start with an attack from the squid. Could probably attack with the Pac Beast too, and it would not be blocked out of fears, but I'm just going to send the squid and sorcerer. Landing sorcerer is nice. Attendant healer is going to start making stuff, and we can start picking off Pac Beasts and tokens. Yeah, I'd be surprised if Pac-Man didn't have both copies of Linvala. I don't know who else would be taking it. Nice. Okay, so Mountain gives us Spellcraft if we want to kill 2 things. I kind of like Kill Healer, Ping Pac Beast. And we can still attack with... You like Seer? I want this healer dead. I mean, I guess we do get to spread pings around, but I don't want to count on the sorcerer living. I'm going to start here. Why? I mean, they could literally give the Pac Beast lifelink. They could be playing other clerics. I'm going with my my gut, but we can wait now. Yeah, I should have killed before letting them trade the Pac Beast. But given that, I'm not going to compound my error. I'm just going to kill the healer. I agree that it was a punt, but I'm not going to compound it by messing around. It's not that big a deal of one. Skyclave Squid was not going to do too much more on this board. I guess that it would attack into the, like, trade with a cleric at some point. Now we can kill the seer anyway, although a lot of... Yeah, we can send the beast, and yeah, I like sending the beast, and if they block anything, kill it. The other thing, though, is we could, with all this mana, I don't like sending the rock slide sorcerer in. I barely like sending the beast in. But let's send the beast. That's fine as well. Still just going to drop the diviner here. You like spellcraft now? Why? Why not just... Oh, earlier, okay. Yeah. You like firing it off and like killing before attacks? Cinderclasm has not looked good basically against anybody yet. Maybe, wait, I guess we faced a deck that would have... This would have done reasonable work. Yeah, would have been good against Shen, that's true. And Cinderclasm with Sorcerer means we can take out one of the threes. We just can't take out... Yeah, we can do Cinderclasm plus Deliberate and get 2 threes. That's a good point. I like that. Especially down to, like, maybe there's a Cleric's Chill here. But... Kick in? Oh, it is all instant. But I want to attack. Oh, yeah, I can't attack if I kill that. You're right, I can't attack. So, good point. But also, instant what? So we want to untap and let him have a card to respond with? It's still correct to do it this way, but you're right that I can't attack with this. We'll keep an ambusher. We got the mana to pump it here. Does something. I like the ambusher with 6 mana. Oh, yeah? I don't always hit my every meme, but here, you can have a kick it meme, sure.
Can I kick it? Yes, you can. Can I kick it? Yes, you can. Well, I'm going.
I mean, it's pretty important that our crab pumps for more, right? We can send this dude. I should have done this after combat. I suppose... Let's see, if it's practice tactics, this could be a trade. Why? Yeah, there's no point. Crab just blocks, never mind. Let's see, how do we kill this thing? We've got, so our Charix can pump twice and become 8 powered. Really, we just need flying, right? but nothing to do for a bit. At least we get to hold up spellcraft. Killing a Charix with red spells is certainly a hill to climb. Give me a Deadly Alliance. I got it. I got it. No problem. We got a lot of flyers lurking in the deck. Just need to find some flying here. That's a nice draw. Like, it's not even going to be a huge thing given the number of cards in hand, but it's still turning a land into card draw. That's pretty cool. Draw 2, meh, but when it was on an island, it was like, well, instead of an island, what if you wanted to draw 2 this turn? That's pretty sweet. Yeah, they have no Charix mana now. What can we do with that, though? I can play a mountain, and then we have the same 2 activations. Yeah, we can get damage. I'm just saying it doesn't. It means just Charix still on Charix. I'm playing all my lands. Oh, they're going there. Yeah, you got to put... Really? I think you want to block Charix, Pac-Man. You want Charix on Charix? Oh, I see. You just want to go ahead and give up Charix. Or give up Cleric. That's cool. Now they have to stay back on D, and basically all of our draws are good because they're either lands that let us attack with Squid or spells that give us action. Another Cleric. We're going to take out Linvala, though. Go to face with the damage. Yeah, it does underperform even when you're going for the weird blue party stuff. But I suppose if you are doing the party stuff, you got to do what you got to do. Yeah, so they did find the sack to save that. We do get an attack here, though, so it looks pretty good for us. They need to block the ambusher, and then they take... they do get a pump here, so this can be a 4/4. So maybe we don't... Maybe let's see, what do we send? If we swing all, it's not GG. The question is whether we send the sorcerer. But we can send ambusher and squid and let them get 1. And then we untap with... Fenrir says all or none, but I think we get to... I mean, we could get him to be a dead cleric. And then they have... If they top deck land, they're just dead. They can kill Rock, right? They go Rock Slide Sorcerer on Charix, Cleric on Ambusher, and then take 3. But we're going to make him do it. Hopefully Charix isn't randomly lethal next turn. Let's see. That's a lot of pumps. It's like it can get to 12. With an island, it can get to 15. Like it's close to dead if with an island. And I don't know if this land helps us with more pumps, but it helps us attack with a squid, so. Don't know if this isn't a, this needs to be removal or we got it. All right, we got it.
I do my hair toss, check my nails. Baby, how you feeling?
I am almost the Zendikar Rising Chat Gauntlet champion, but 1 is not 0. I need 1 more win. Media. Excellent person to have on your side if you need to keep me from winning again. Where is Jedi Dawn? There we go. Good game, Pac-Man. Crab on crab violence isn't good for anybody. Thanks for hanging out today. Hope you're all going to have a great weekend. Those of you who maybe joined from James's raid earlier, if you're still sticking around from James's raid, obviously you're liking the content here. Why don't you give me a follow if you haven't followed me yet, and then hopefully we'll see you again. And then you can tell me what we should do about this, whether we're keeping or not. I think with Oppo going first, we keep. We have Ambusher, Royal Eruption, and any land gives us a pump on Ambusher, and of course Island unlocks the whole hand. On the draw, you mean, Mike? I might even keep this on the play, but it's definitely keepable on the draw. Hey, there's our island. Perfect. We can give Jim the technically correct badge. Love our curve out now. We get Mystic into Diviner. We're going to respect the Skulker, I think. Although, yeah, there's the Flash 2-1 flyer, so we're not going to block. Mike says block. They do a Flash 2-1 flyer, we just 0 for 1 ourselves? I can't do that. Really? You're calling on a common that you would absolutely 100% of the time play when you're playing Skulkers? Y'all know about that 2-1 fly-in Flash Rogue, right? You've played the format before? You'll see. When they cast it right now before they untap, I'll be proven correct. Never punished when we make the correct no blocks, yeah. Oh, really? Nice. I'll take that mill. We certainly didn't need those lands. And now we're going to Diviner and swing away. Got a good swing here. Four mana open makes me nervous, but Media might be just stuck on action here. That's great news for us. When somebody doesn't do anything with their 4th turn mana, you are in a good spot. So Media's now racing. We're gonna accept the racing conditions. Yeah, maybe people in the event shouldn't be able to bet on the event. It's like Pete Rose stuff around here. We can go Field Research, Royal Eruption, and really make the Umara Mystic huge. We could almost come close to lethal. Like, so we get +2 plus, so we get 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Like, we can get him to 3 if we double spelled here and went to face. But yeah, I think you're right. We can just play Tempest. We can say, well, like, I love the idea that we can turn Mystic into a near lethal threat with these two, but we can save that for a turn when it is lethal and not near lethal. I'm going to try and eat this Sky Dancer. We'll see. Yeah, exactly what Mike says. I can't do it if it's not actually lethal. But now it looks like it will be. I think we got lethal from here. In fact, I'm going to do no look. I think from the math last turn, I think we're lethal. I think. We'll see. Oops, wrong one. All right, chat. You have fought bravely and well, and we will continue to fight it out. But I am the champ. I am the Zendikar Chat Gauntlet champion. Feels good. Thanks for playing with me through this format. It's been great. Good games, all chat. Surion is up next. Oh yeah, you get hair mean?
I
Sure.
do my hair toss, check my nails. Baby, how you feeling?
Congrats to the winners who selected me this week and got the channel points for it. I like Squid and a Mystic into Deliberate here. This is an easy keep. We even actually have both of our colors. Second Squid. Probably play this on turn 4 along with the Deliberate. Vine Gecko, one of my favorite uncommons in the format. Love it, love it. First blue-green kicker deck we're seeing here. This is also my favorite deck in the format. Yes, the Gauntlet is mine this week. Mwah ha ha. Really? What do you think this is? There's probably the spell land that adds a counter. I just don't feel like this is a real attack from someone with a kicker deck. I don't believe you, Surion. And let's go Mystic here. Yeah, it's kind of whatever, I guess. The alt art. Aha! There it is, the fortification that we dodged before. Now let's go Squid, hold up, Deliberate. More squids. Another mountain. I don't think we have need for two. What are our double mountain needs? The pyroclasm, kick. Pyroclasm kick is literally the only thing that needs red. And we only have the spellcraft in hand. So I'm going to bin the mountain. And then is this squid worth it? Probably not squid either. It's not bad on the ground, but we're going to try and get there in the air here. Let's look for our later game spells. Much better than a squid. And there's our second mountain anyway. Argument for playing Mystic first is that Merfolk Falconer then triggers the Mystic, but the Falconer is just bigger anyway. So I'm just going to play Falconer after attacking with Squid. Although we're at 12, I guess Squid should stay back on D. If they kill Falconer, I'll want to block Squid on something. You want to kill the gecko? Sure, we could do that, but I like getting a creature out, and then at 4 damage, even if they kick something here, Spellcraft gets gecko next turn too. If they leave up 2, we can consider not trying to get the gecko then. But I like getting it on with the Falconer here. Not in a let's get it on kind of way, but in a let's get on with it kind of way. Not, although, you know, Merfolk Wizard, maybe I'd go on a date or something. That's not Barry White. But Barry would be a fine follow-up track. Let's get it on. Are we attacking? Yeah. Send Falconer. And Shell Shield is a blowout here. But yeah, I think you're right. Before draw, but we need to try, but we don't give him a draw, so we do it upkeep. If it is the Shell Shield blowout, then those of you who would have shot the gecko on sight have a feather in your cap. But I do love that we're swinging with the Falconer here. All right. Whew. Dead gecko. Yeah, Robert, but what are you gonna do? Let him draw a kick spell? What's your plan? I guess we could wait until the kick spell goes on the stack and the +1/+1 counter goes. Is that what you want to do? Like respond? Yeah, that's a reasonable line. I admit. I don't know, though. Do we want to block here? Yeah, I think we block, and then our flyers in the race are good. Ashaya there. We were thinking about playing a spell that would kill her, but we're still not dead, right? We get to 2 spell this turn, including picking off a survivor. Or we could go to face. Let's do the math. The survivors might not matter if the face damage matters, because like we go... Why are we Star Trek dead? Yeah, I think it's got to be face. Sorcerer is never like we kill one. The reason to do survivor is if we draw another thing to trigger the sorcerer, we can kill the other survivor, and then they have one less blocker, right, Fenor? So, and if it doesn't change the clock, so we 4 next turn plus and Umara. If we assume that we're going to trigger Umara, that's going to be 4 damage. So we're going to get 8. And then getting the sorcerer through could be lethal. Yeah, clock is the same, and it may be the difference between sorcerer being able to attack for 3 or not, which could be lethal next turn or not. Yikes! Well, all right then. We are not. We are only mostly.
Your friend here
Unless
is
wait,
only
do we already
mostly
use?
dead.
Yeah, we have not used our Royal Eruption, so Royal Eruption is our out. We can. We're only mostly because we have a Royal Eruption out. Royal Eruption is dead. No, I think it's the same, right? Because if they were at 10, 4, 5, 6, 7. It doesn't matter either way. We gotta chump this either way, and we'll chump the 1, 3 because it does represent. Both of these represent lethal with Royal because we go 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and then boom 11. Oh yeah, we got to chump 9. Sorry, I was thinking it had trample. Chump the 9, and then but either way, you can see either way though, right? Because if we did it this way, just to show you. Sorry, Surion, we'll get there. But if we did it this way and we found an instant or sorcerer or wizard, then we get 4, or specifically the Royal Eruption. We get 3 to face, and then this becomes 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Oh, it's actually 1 short. Yeah. We actually. So I'm glad I did that just to see. Like we actually do need to use the Mystic. Our only way to win is if we keep the sorcerer alive. So just wanted to do that math. Figure it out. Research into double spell, also interesting. Well, what does this mean? Only a little bit dead, like take away 1 attacker. Trigger to face doesn't mean lethal though. But our only way to win through attacking is going to be with Falconer. So actually the question is, no, it's not dead. We just don't. We have 3 creatures, Jim, so we can block 2 things. So, ten, 9, 8, 7, 6. But then how do we win off Falconer when they're at 6? Yeah, we kill the 1/1. I don't think getting them 1 lower on life actually does anything for us. And we have to keep attacking or we just lose. And we're going to double block on the ground. And hope that we find kicked eruption, I guess. Because 4 plus 5 will do it next turn. Double block on 6, 6. But then we get, okay. If we hold back... What are we trying to do with your plan? Like, Mike, my plan is to draw Royal Eruption and win. At least I have a plan. I can say how I intend to win. How do you intend to win if we do your double block play? I just feel like our best shot is that is my line. So I'm gonna try. I'm gonna risk it. One time! Oh, now Royal Eruption isn't enough. All right, I think we're close to dead, but I'll keep it going here. we can take this block and not be dead, but now I don't know how we win. At least I had a plan before. Now I don't know what the plan is. Now we're just playing magical cards. All right, good work, Surion. You are getting a pride win for chat. Well done. Nice deck. Don't mind losing to my favorite strategy, the old green-blue kicker.
He's dead.
Wait, I've already done that one. Let's do this one.
Is this a dead man, Doctor? Very dead, Mr. Spock.
Nice job, Surian. Good game. Closing it out, trying to keep it as close as possible, is Rock Bobster, new participant. Rock Bobster? That's one of my nicknames for a rocket, by the way, is Rock Dogster. Looks good. Calamari for dinner here. Down, 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 down. Riptide is a nice blocker against us. We're going to drop a land and play our Mystic to just curve out. We get Pack Beast Ambusher next turn, or Squid Ambusher, or Squid Pack Beast, something like that. Another blue-green kicker deck, it looks like. Well, I assume kicker. What blue-green deck doesn't have some kicker spells in it? That was our Into the Royal, Bobster. Taking my stuff is not cool. Let's go Pack Beast, Squid. I guess Squid is the most potential damage next turn. It just doesn't trigger the Mystic this turn. But I'll do that. I'll attack and then squid it up. You like Beast Ambusher? Why, Mike? My feeling is get the squids out now. They might actually be able to attack next turn if we get a land, and we're going to field research to find a land. If we don't, either we get a land and we go land Falconer, trigger squids, or we get field research to find lands and trigger squids. So I'm going squids. Oh yeah, too late anyway. You wanted... Yeah, if we're going to do the Pump Mystic, we got to do that pre-combat anyway. So I kind of made my bed there. Some Riptide beats here. I'm going to take it again and hope that eventually they run out of kicker and we can actually block something. Royal Eruption is fine, but we got to field research first here. Got to find some land. And I like Eruption on Geyser Mage and attack with Squid. Surion wants the Beast. I like killing an attacker that allows for a blocker, or that allows us to attack. Beast pumps, but so does Royal Eruption. And I guess Beast threatens to block the Geyser Mage on the crackback. So if that's what you're talking about, that's fine. But we've seen so much interaction from Rock Bobster, I'm not certain we're going to have a blocker if we go for a creature-based solution to the aggro here. So I'm going to go with my gut and use this to get in some damage here. Although, I mean, because we're getting a lot, we get 8 damage in, and then we pull the damage race almost even. And if they have a kicker spell, sure, the race continues. If they don't have a kicker spell, suddenly we're in a pretty decent spot. So I'm going to do that, whether you like it or not. Keep Royal to finish is not reasonable in this situation, D. I know that I can obsess over board control, but we're mid-game. We need to use our removal for now to control the situation, as opposed to trying to sandbag the most powerful card in our hand to try and win the game in several turns with it. Pablo thinks we're dead to might. I already saved my hair. I already won the week. I'm gonna make him have it, Pablo. If this is the Pro Tour, maybe you're right. I don't know. I'm gonna make him have it. If Rock Bobster gets a nice style points win on their first appearance on the Gauntlet with the kicked might, we'll salute and move on. We survived, and we have a bunch of blockers now. I'm gonna dump out our blockers. Send in the Mystic. Duelist. Interesting. Yeah, Vastwood Surge could be quite a game ender here. All right, no attacks is great for us to see. We have a land to set up the squid attacks if we want, but I don't think we want to attack with squids. They're going to stay back on the ground. Falconer pre-combat will trigger the Mystic, but make it so that Ambusher can't threaten anything. But we are getting 3 for sure over a pump threat is no choice at all. We're going to play the Falconer, and at 4 cards in yard, I am, this playing a land at least plays around the anti-cog. Mike likes swing with Ambusher activation, but they just block, like they just chump Mike. It doesn't do anything, whereas this actually gets us 3 damage in now and gives us the Falconer on board. That seems right to me. I like 1 blast, 1 spellcraft. I think that it depends on, like, if you're not heavy at 5 especially. If you don't have a glut at 5, then I like having some mixed options there. Rock Bobster got all of our Chilling Grasps, it looks like. So things have changed. We had a good spot. Now we don't have a great spot, but I don't know if Bobster can ship here, or we might be able to top deck into a win. Because we don't have to block everything, especially Riptide does nothing. We could take Duelist and Florahedron. So the only things we have to block are Zareth and Colony. And we could do that even saving the Ambusher, like chump one and eat the other, and then have Ambusher to pump along with the Mystic and potentially threaten lethal next turn. So we are going to follow through on that exact plan and go double block the Zareth and chump the Colony. And I guess we can eat one of the 1/1s. Let's see. I guess the mana dork is better to eat. We could also chump, and with the land, we know we have a crackback, and they're tapped out. Wait, I should rethink this. I might be able to set up for lethal if I do this right. So let's make sure we figure out lethal. We need to be at 1 life, so we have to block both Colony and Trickster, but we could let everything else through. And if we save the squid and have the land, we do block the 1/1, right? Because that's just free. Right, trample. Thank you. That is relevant. That is relevant here. But not. It still leaves us the plan, though, right? We can still do this. 1, 2, 3. They're tapped out, and then we still get to crack back for double pump. So this is 5, 6, 7, 5, 6. And then this is lethal. Yeah. So okay. So this is lethal. I think we just got it. Block Duelist is free. That's true. They're tapped out. Same reason I'm blocking here. It's free, but it doesn't matter. Literally, with tapped out Oppo. Oh, I guess no. With blocker, it is still relevant. It's still relevant. I was thinking we just quote had this, but we don't. We have a blocker, but we do have a blocker that is a forced block. But then we're dead to the crackback. Yeah, sorry, Jim. I just forgot about the Riptide. So let's play Squid, hold land, send Mystic, and yeah, if we found some action to trigger, it would have been lethal. But I was thinking we had it even without that. So. Yeah, Mystic does have a butt. We could block the Colony to get that to get that done, and then have Falconer plus either Squid is lethal. Yeah, so let's just hang back and try to win next turn. Cool game. A spell here from Bobster could end it, but we are barely clinging on here. No traps in our deck. I don't know about Bobster. No wizards, but -4, I suppose, is possible. It doesn't look like Bobster's doing too much on the wizard plan, though. Doubt that would be a card that would make the deck. Yeah, there's outs. We are not out of this. We have a plan, but we need to fade our opponent's outs, to use some poker terms. Where'd my mouse go? My cursor. Oh. Hold on a second. I keep another battery right near my desk because I use a battery-based mouse, but of course now I can't find my spare. So you might win on lack of battery. Oh well, no power. Hold on one second. Sorry about that. Thanks, gang. Here we are. No action again. Frustrating. But let's see. If we play a land and send all, what happens? These two get through for 5. Then they block everything on the ground. But then we just are dead to the crackback. So we have Falconer only again. Duelist, shrinking it down a little bit. That's okay because it doesn't change the clock if we can attack with something besides the Falconer, and we do have blocks to live if they swing away. However, I think that's it. No, we get I think that's GG. Darn it, we failed to fade a bunch of beats here. Man, 2 perfect cards from Bobster and us flooding out. Well, Bobster, I'm not letting you go without a flood meme because we got flooded out of this game.
Oh, here comes the flood.
Honestly, this is one that would make me flip the table if I were playing offline at home, because pretty unreal that we lost this one. Bobster needed to draw perfect, and we needed to draw perfectly unperfect. Doesn't matter. I'll just scoop. This is silly. Making him figure out what to block or how to order blockers is silly here. Well, as is usually the case when I take an early 4-win lead, so I keep thinking, all right, I got 4 wins early. I'm going to crush them this week. And then it ends up being super close. Good games, Bobster. Welcome to the arena. Nice job winning on your first time out. Frustrating. Yeah, you got very lucky those last handful of turns, my friend. Very lucky. But luck is part of this game, and you got the win. Well done. However, I get the win on the week, and I get very narrowly by 1 single game. 1 single game, I won the Gauntlet challenge for the whole format. Let's see if I can do the math right. I beat chat 32-31 in this format. Whew! Very nice. Very nice. Thank you so much for hanging out, YouTube friends. Hope you enjoyed that one. Hope you enjoyed the Zendikar format. I've had a good time with it, and I'll be happy to play this when it comes back to revisit somewhere down the road. In the meantime, I'm gonna play next week in the streamer preview event on Wednesday the 27th. And I'll be streaming extra long that day, so be sure to stop by if you can on the 27th. And in the meantime, I'm going to take Monday off. So that's a reminder for friends around here and YouTube friends for what that's worth. I'm not going to be streaming on Monday. I'm going to take a little 3-day weekend and relax a bit ahead of and gear up for this new set that's coming. So I'm super excited about that. And we'll catch you then, YouTube friends. Bye.